For those new, it's an open place, an open forum where we can all ask questions from beginner to elite level. I will answer and we all share in the knowledge gain. To keep it organized, just raise your hand. I bring you forward. That way you can ask your questions and I can answer. And for those who don't necessarily want to take the stand, they can ask the question directly in the chat. We have Robert with us assisting with these answers. And if it gets complicated, he'll bring the issue up. Good? Perfect, perfect. So as usual, before we dive into any case study or deeper conversation, if you have any questions, we'll start with that. There has been a lot happening across the sessions, a lot of things that I expect you've been trying or discovering as we went along. So if there are some questions, I will address them now. Otherwise, you'll be able to time in as we go through this session. Great, Marta. We'll
Hey,
start with
yes,
you.
Virgil. Good morning, everyone. Actually,
Mhm.
good afternoon now here in Florida. So I didn't receive my email after we registered, where we did our selection, and
No,
I
you
looked
didn't.
at my spam, and Dinah didn't either, to my knowledge.
Okay. Were you when you did the search in your spam? Just I'm gonna resend it anywhere, anyway, not to matter, not to worry. But when you did the search, did you search in the inbox under imi.contentcreators.com?
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
several emails in there, some of the ones that you resent.
Hmm.
But once I went in and did the registration where I chose beginner or expert and chose if I wanted the digital or whatever, once I hit submit there or register, I never received the email following that.
Following. Okay, I'm gonna correct that right away. I'm gonna share my screen and I'll address that right away. Just gonna go quickly into our list. And actually, for this, I'm not gonna share my screen because if you notice, I've been getting some restrictions from YouTube when I publish this. I think it's because some information is supposed to be kept sensitive, so I won't share my screen now, but I'm going to
Virgil?
do this right away. Um,
Hey,
keep
Virgil,
your, go ahead.
on that issue you have with YouTube, you can edit your video in the editor. You can blur out those sections and it won't violate you.
Oh, yeah, directly into the YouTube editor.
Yeah, they have a YouTube editor. When you click on the video, on the
Mhm.
bottom left corner, it will say editor. When you go in editor, you have the ability to blur out anything you want in the video that will prevent you from being violated by YouTube.
Oh, love it. I will do it. Does it automatically go for the information that is deemed sensitive, or by default, well, manually I will have to do it, you know?
So any personal information, any kind of
Mhm.
data, or anything that could be possibly appear as personal information is an automatic violation on YouTube. Okay.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you blur those out, and you can move the cursor right and left. Like you'll be able to see exactly what's going on without having to watch the whole video. You'll be able to move it and speed it up, but you'll be able to go back and dissect the I's and the T's to make sure that you don't get violated, so you don't have to skip the video, right? You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't know they can edit the video and they just don't
Mhm.
put the video up, but now you get a whole missing chapter in your whole series.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. I didn't even realize that they still help. They gave you the opportunity to edit before publishing. I'm going to dive in that tonight, and most likely I'll be able to update them. The last two sessions were blocked. I was
It's
planning
not
on.
it's
Mhm.
not quite like NowSite, but it'll work.
Oh, pretty sure I'll find my way around it. Um, while we were discussing this, I resent you the email, Marta. Keep an eye on your account. If by the end of the session you haven't received it, then we're definitely going to have to address that. One thing though, I did make the links and information that we need in the team. So if you're already part of the team on Friday by default, you can come to the team, you can come to the content section, and you'll see that I've added a new section here workshop and masterclass, and the link will be available here. Okay, it's still good to make sure that you receive your email so that at least you know the steps to follow prior to that, which actually I will cover most likely during the course of this conversation, things that you would want to do or go over to make sure that you're ready to dive fully into this workshop on Friday. Good for this part? Okay, so still expect to receive from me the link, because even though this is available, I'm still going to follow the process because practice makes perfect for everybody. So just in case if you're lost on Friday, you'll be able to come and click the link here. It will only be open at 12 p.m. On that day. So if you want to test it, you can, just to make sure that it works, but you'll be going to an unopened room and an unopened event for now. Good? Perfect. Now, to get ready, there's a few things that I recommend taking a look at, both in the course, the case studies and course library. I'll start here. Um, for those who have signed up for the digital card and the website, you have a few exercises here. I expect that you will take the time to look at it. It will help you both with the most essential thing, and this is across the board for everybody, a business profile that is properly set up around what it is we're going to be offering, who it is we're going to be targeting, and how we intend to roll this out. Okay, and the how is pretty important because that will bring you before the need to organize all your assets. Right, we'll have all these conversations here as well, and exercise to follow, the what, the who, the how, the value propositioning, things that are important. Right, you also have the asset course list practical exercise to take part in. Okay. Essentially, basically, what you want to make sure is that coming in, as far as asset goes, you have aligned everything that you need. If we're working on the digital card, have your social media links ready, have your email, the one that you would use to communicate with your clients already. If you have a number that you are using, a business number, have that ready. Uh, Technically, a business card is meant to offer the opportunity to meet. So the form will technically be prompting for a meeting. If you have it ready, come with your Calendly link. If you don't have a Calendly or have another link, fine, but come with these assets ready. It's really going over your head on, okay, well, this is what I'm offering, this is who I'm going to be targeting. What are the different gates by which this person can come back to me to take advantage of this offer or take the next step towards me, right? This also, the case study around what, how to, the value proposition will help you also make sense. Value proposition is important, right? Meaning that, and this is also goes into the segmentation exercise and messaging exercise. If we're going to message people, we have to come in with value, right? So we have to understand where our value, where the value of our product is, and also where is the interest of the client, because we're matching value and interest. Okay, so go over these simple exercise. They just have a few page. It's a refresher for those who are intermediary elite. It's the fundamentals for those who are starting. In all case scenario, it applies to all of us. Good question around that. For example, what type of assets, depending on what specific industry, anything that is not clear in this brief conversation around asset preparation, around value positioning, and around framing your business around these questions. What exactly I'm offering, who exactly I'm talking to, and how this is being made available. Of course, if you have multiple direction in which you want to go, fine. But for this exercise, pick one. Because once we hammer and practice it, we can repeat it across all the angles of the circles that we want to focus on, starting to divide basically this pie. Question? Everybody's good? Okay, perfect. In terms of today, I think what we should be or what we can cover once again is the digital card, since everybody will technically have one ready for that day or be creating one. And I think it's a good thing to start. Um, start with, go ahead, Robert.
Could you, before we get started, I didn't see you drop the links that we normally drop in there so
Oh,
that
yes,
in case
sorry about that.
in case somebody needs to join, they have the ability to do that.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Let me
brother.
drop all these links here. So these are all the links where the information is hosted or placed, as well as the course website for masterclass registration. Let me drop this in here. Everybody has it? Good. I'm actually building my following my own advice, because this is things that can be applied at any step of where we are in our levels. I had an old project, well, not an old, it's still current. I'm going to be using this type of workshop, doing the same thing across the board with this platform. I mentioned last time that eventually we would go into maybe a more direct type of offer where we're trying to turn these landing pages into e-commerce ready type platforms. So adding income stream links, sales link, purchase links, whatever we want to do. This is something that is going to be great as well for those who have wellness brand that they are marketing and have a boutique with different products that they need to put forward as star product, opening the conversation. So this exercise in the end will be something that we can all benefit from, but we're going to consider it a more elite part of the approach, right? Uh, for the digital card and for everybody, again, the digital card has two purposes, right? We're connecting, we're building a rapport, and we're presenting at the same time, right? So in the sales flow conversation, this is a powerful tool. When are we connecting? Well, just by sending you my credential, where you have my picture, you have a description of what I offer, is that part of the connection for me. Go ahead, Kim.
I was just checking the calendar. Do you have the master class on the training calendar?
No, it's not yet on the training calendar. It's a separate event, so I have a specific link for that.
All right. Do we
Okay,
know what
so
the
I'm not
time is?
12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to be sending you, well, if you receive the email, all that information is there. I'm going to be sending you again at the end of this session. And this is why I want you guys to make sure that you are receiving those emails, because just to be on the safe side, I'll be sending you the last part of the conversation, or at least until this event, sorry, which is basically the registration email. So you'll have all that information in this email. Make sure that you are receiving the email. You have the link. You have the exact time as well. Actually, I'm going to fire this on right away and see if anybody receives it. Please confirm that you have received it. So just going to go to, yeah. Oh, I'm going to stop the sharing for now, just to avoid this YouTube thing. Give myself less work. And I'm going to be sending you all. If you receive it, let us know right away. So that way I know that the tool is working. But I'm pretty sure that everybody's receiving these emails. Some of them are falling in maybe some dead zones. So we just want to make sure. If you are new and just learning about the masterclass and want to register, it's basically the Virgil's course library .now.site link that you want to go to on the welcome page, and in the menu you have masterclass. You'll be able to select, go to the form, and basically submit your registration. Good. Question on that? Anybody already received it? I'm just going to verify. Actually, I'm going to open up my that specific Gmail account and follow the rollout as we are discussing this. Okay.
Virgil, I received it. It
You
says
received it?
I make image.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Perfect. And you received the meeting confirmation with the link, the Zoom link, the last one?
Let me see what this one says. The one I received was that I'm all set for the digital card masterclass.
Good. So you will receive the next one for the link, surely. Might be taking a little bit of time. But again, everybody, IMI.content creators for now until I can change that. Go ahead, Laurie.
So I haven't received anything
No?
at all. I
No.
did get Clay forwarded me something yesterday. I will tell you though, when I went to click on the link,
Mm-hmm.
the course, it says Virgil's course library, courses library. There's an S in there that you missed.
Oh, the initial.
So I was able to pull up the actual website when I took off the S, courses library instead of course library, pulls it up.
No, well, this is
But
the
I still
link here
haven't
that
gotten, I'm just saying, yes, I'm registered, but I still haven't gotten any email with any links except
okay.
for from Clay.
Okay. So just to be sure, this is the website that you went through, right? Did you end up seeing this one
Yes, but
on my screen?
look at the title. Look at is
Here.
courses library, course library. Is what I'm saying is
Virtual
the problem
NowSite
the other
course
day with the
library.
spelling and not being able to pull it up was because the S.
Okay. Well, just to make sure, because this link, as you're seeing, is actually working. I don't want to change it for now, since it might throw off all the registration. But this link here, as you click it, should bring you to the website. I'm going to put it in the chat. Try to see if you can click it, and if you're going to the right one, just to be on the safe side. This is the link. Mistakes and all. You saw the link? I sent it to Tony. Put everybody in meeting, I think.
Not yet.
Here.
No.
Here. So this is the link where you want to go in the chat. And I think I was sending all the session links to a specific person. Let me just bring those back up again, just to be on the safe side. I will put all the links after. So you saw the last link, Lori?
Yes, that came up.
Okay, perfect. And when you click on it, you're able to go to the actual website?
Yes.
Perfect. So from this point on, you can confirm. But in my, I don't want to give you, I'm going to send you, let me just stop the share. I'll send you the email that I have on file here in the private channel, and you'll let me know if it's the right one. It could be that for some reason I don't have the right one here in the email tool. So let me just copy what I have here. And let me send it to you privately, and you can confirm that that is the right one to have. Everybody, while I'm following up on Lori's case, also double check that you have received your own. Okay. So I'm gonna update this because I don't think that's the email that I have. You send me yours already. Okay, this copy. Perfect. So I updated your information on my side, and I'm going to resend you the email. Well, while we're at it, let me confirm with you: digital card or segmentation?
Segmentation, please.
Segmentation. If you also, this I think I'll make it simpler for everybody here. If you haven't received your confirmation and you want to make sure that you secure yourself for the digital or the segmentation, just type your name in the chat and put segmentation or digital card right after. So that way at the end, I will get the transcript of the meeting and I'll be able to make sure that everybody is lined up. And I see Marta just confirmed she got the final countdown email. So everybody should be receiving it. Again, make sure that you are. If not, it could be, as Lori's case, that I don't have the right email and we need to update that on my side. Go ahead, Vicky.
I didn't receive with the final countdown with the link in it?
Mm.
You sent that when?
No, just now. Just now. So depending on where you are, it might be traveling with the pigeons there, and it
Okay.
will get to you.
Okay.
Okay. You got the previous one before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're sure to get that one. And if anything, remember the link is in the team section on Friday, 12 p.m. Click it, log in. Go ahead, Kim.
Hey, I'm slow, man. Is one of these links supposed to be the registration link, man? I'm clicking on every link you got in that chat. Ain't not one link that
No,
sends you to
you
the registration.
you you don't need to click because I have you as an elite. Oh, sorry, I just dropped something here. I have you as an elite for segmentation, correct?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you did register proper prior. The link that you're looking at clicking is Virgil NowSite Courses Library. And I added an S there for courses. It's supposed to be course, but there's many courses, so I figured it would work. But that's the last one. This is the one where you go to see also the master class content to download basically the overview to get
Put
a
it
good
to you
idea
this
of
way,
what to
man.
prepare.
I
Mhm.
put it to you this way. You do not want Lori to come and audit what I type because she will be there for a long, long time.
You and me both. But the good thing again, AI. I do a lot of AI, even though sometimes things will slip through the cracks there. But the bulk of the work, spell check it with AI, reread it, rewrite it with AI, test different things. This is also something that we're going to be doing uh, when it comes down to messaging. You will come or you can prepare a template message and we will be using the AI to see how well we can reformulate that, right? And for the same template message, what we can do, and this is something that I recommended for the Connect 10. If you guys are still doing it, I expect to get, actually, how come I'm not getting any questions or feedback on, I tried to Connect 10 and I'm on this amount of connection and have done this so far. Nobody's telling me that. I had Jackie who told me that she was up to 8 connection last time we spoke and was keeping the rhythm. So everybody, any feedback on that? Have we been using the nav? Have we been trying to connect with people, getting into this group? What has been the outcome of this exchange? Just
I can share this with you, Virgil.
go ahead.
So our YouTube channel is going off the roof. We're doing like 100 to almost 150 subscribers a day. And what I've
Wow.
been doing is I've been screenshotting the subscribers. I put
Mhm.
them into the lead capture, and you'd be amazed the kind of information they pull down. I mean, I'm talking about phone numbers, I'm talking about email, just from a picture and a name. That's it.
Lovely. Well, that's what we're supposed to be doing. Perfect. And they're subscribing. Great. And interacting as well.
Sorry.
I said they're subscribing, you're growing your channel, and also you're interacting with them.
Well, there's a lot of engagement, but as far
Mhm.
as the now side of things, I'm just collecting. I haven't even started engaging on now side yet.
Okay, perfect. So it's going to be a good exercise for Friday. You already have the basic run, and everybody should be doing the same thing, right? We're amazing how much you can get I just as Kim just said. It's amazing how much you can get right now with just the proper screen capture, right? And using your nav. So that is technically where you go when you have set everything up, right? You have your conversation, you have the prospect journey and the call to actions. And at that point, when you bring people into the system, you follow the sales flow process naturally. Hey, I found your information. We're in the same interest. This is what I do. Here's my card. Take a look at what it is, who I am. And again, I was saying earlier on, we should not neglect the power of the digital card because when it's properly tailored or put together, you're doing a lot of things. You're connecting with your picture, the first impression, with this conversation, prepositioning your expertise, your promise, and the call to action is here with this here, we're building rapport. Because if I get this and I want to know who you are, I know that I can find you on LinkedIn. I can know that I can find you on Facebook. And of course, I'm expecting an echo of this conversation there, right? If you're talking marketing, when I get to your Facebook, I want to see these conversation continuing. So all the posts that you've been doing prior to sharing this asset will reinforce the first connection or the rapport that you're trying to build, right? By the same tool here, I'm making a presentation. So this is an all-in sales flow approach. Just sending a digital card, which is properly tailored, you will do a lot. You're connecting, you're building a rapport, you're doing a presentation, and you are asking for a meeting. You've covered a lot of these stages of our workflow, of our sales flow, just with one asset. And if you want to add more, as I did here, you can even go for a sell. Go ahead, Kim.
Just a question for you based on your experience.
Mhm.
When you have the word register on your call to actions for the form,
Mhm.
have you tried to use the word learn more and get more opt-in than register?
Yeah. I left the register here because this one was very specific to securing your spot, right?
Okay.
But learn more. For me, the call to action follows the conversation. If I tell you that this is exciting news and that you can benefit from it, learn more, right? So usually the call to action will follow the intention and the interest before. Here it's secure. It's from the first part you saw that I placed that call to action. Unlock your potential, register today, right? So by natural flow, at the end of the form, I would have the register because I want you to register. Note here, the call to actions are different. I'm presenting myself. You can add me to your contact as you should. Add me to your contact. When I give you my business card physically, this is what you're doing. Here, add me to your notebook. Keep this in hand when we need to talk again, right? And notice here, after this, I chose to add a few links. I didn't think that it was too much, but see more,
I got a
right?
suggestion for you that maybe
Go
you
ahead.
could take back to your team.
Absolutely.
Would it make sense to put a YouTube button, being that it's the #1 search engine in the world?
Yeah, it would make sense, actually. Actually, 1 second here, because I know, yeah, let me just see here.
It's not
Uh,
an option.
it's not an option yet. Okay, so yeah, definitely, that would be a plus. But um, as a playing devil advocate here, if I have the YouTube and I have it here, do I really need to suggest that you can click over there? You have it here. Right. So if YouTube, and this is actually a powerful point because if YouTube is one of the assets that you're using because you know the power of it, so every one of your digital card should now include a
But
video.
it's not just for the business card. It's for the
Mhm.
entire NowSite platform. When you build a website and you're putting your social media link, YouTube is not an option to put on there.
1 second here. On the footer, I'm pretty
Like
sure that is. Yeah, let me just go
they,
back to that footer here.
they have Twitter, but or X, but if you look at X and YouTube, which one would supersede?
Definitely YouTube. But yeah, like I said, we don't have it on the digital card, but you do have it here on the footer.
Okay. They
So
must
you
have
can
just
use
added.
it. No, that one was there. It's the only place where we don't have the YouTube option is for the here the social links at the top of the website,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
right?
probably where I was looking. Yeah, that's probably where I was
Mm.
looking.
Yeah, so we don't have it here. We don't have it on the digital card, but we do have it for the footer. So it's always something to be used. And like I said, the counterweight to that is that, well, on the digital card itself, if you are using YouTube, then take advantage of the power of it, put those videos right there, right? Because now you're speaking to the audience directly. and makes this even more appealing. Oh, elites in the digital card, I expect you to have some form of conversation like that we can use. For the beginners, if you have an opportunity that you're marketing, take a look at the official YouTube channel for that opportunity and grab the most compelling link or the link aligned with your call to action, your intent for this digital card. Go ahead, Arba.
Can you check your digital card?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is on mine.
Here, yeah, let me just verify again because
Yeah, I see YouTube.
yeah, just grab this here and just drop it here. Yeah, we do have YouTube here. Skip my mind. You put a little bit of doubt in me, Kim. But yeah, no, we do have YouTube. It's part of it's not often used because not everybody has it or is building a YouTube channel, but it's part of the conversation. Often enough, Instagram, Telegram are
Thank
things
you,
that are
Arba.
omitted. Uh, perfect.
Thank you, Arba.
Yeah, thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
Perfect. George, sorry, George. Robert, you have your hand up. Sorry.
Yeah, just letting you know that email did come through just now for me.
You do? Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Thank everybody who's set to receive it at this point. Just make sure that you have at least received one email so that I know that I have the right email for you. Typos can happen in all directions. So that way also after the meeting, after the session, I will be rolling out most likely some follow-up advices or comments, and you'll be able to stay in the loop. Okay. Uh, Questions on what I discussed so far? Any add-on suggestions as well that could be good for everybody? If not, the next part, as you can see here, this is the same form that I had on the masterclass registration. They're not connected. So those, I noticed that some of you did come through this channel for the card, for the MasterCard registration. If you did, that could explain the delay in receiving emails because I didn't connect this one to an email campaign. Well, for the first part, I was taking it manually and assigning it to the other list in my CRM maintenance. Okay, so for everybody, digital card also will imply an email sequence, even if it's not the goal of the class. We will at least set up a basic email for the first part, the acquisition. Often enough, I think that that's the hardest part of our conversation or of our approach or in the sequence, making sure that people adhere to the first email, connect with it, and follow through. Because once you have received one, once you have tasted it, you have a tendency of being curious for the rest. And that's the hardest part of the campaign, the first three emails I find. Go ahead.
Lori's asking, did you make a Facebook group for this yet or no?
Yes, it has. We have, I think it's on this
Could you
page as
share that
well.
link with us, please?
Yeah, it's part of the links I sent. It's a
Okay.
NowSite with
Up
Virgil.
above.
And there's also an event page. So the last two links will give you that. I can drop this one here as well in the conversation again. So I have this page. Oh, sorry, clicking share. I need to sign in for now. So I'll share this. And I also created an event page, Facebook event page. Facebook is a very good tool for everybody to start if you're not really social media savvy. At least Facebook is a place where everybody is, so it allows you for a bigger pool, a bigger audience to cater to. So I usually will have people start on YouTube, on Facebook. The reason why also it's easier to get into other dynamics like professional page, product pages, things like that, or groups as well. Okay, so consider that. Everybody is also on Facebook. Everybody starts there, before going into other pages. Unless you're born in the last, I would say, 20 years there, they favor more TikTok, Instagram, Facebook is not on their radar, nor LinkedIn, unless they're professionally inclined. So I just put the link also for the event. You can join the event there. I'll be sharing things. I'm going to try to make this event Facebook recurrent. This is one of the things also that is good with Facebook. You can plan out these recurrent events and try to let it gain momentum as you feed information or content to it. Make sense?
Are you,
Perfect.
what particular platform are you streaming it?
For now, I haven't started streaming. Most likely, I'll go to things like I think the most popular one, Streamlab, is the one that I heard of. So probably use that one. Um, have you have something else to recommend?
I'm not, I've been using StreamYard, but I mean, there's a lot
StreamYard,
of them
sorry.
out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of there. Yeah.
Find a tool in terms of, okay, this is my advice to everybody that are looking at outside tools because it will come to that at one point. Simple fact, for everything that is graphic design, I rely on Canva, right? So for anybody or for everybody that needs extra tool, what I usually recommend is do your research, be cost effective, meaning that if you're going to pick a tool, pick one that offers a free tier of membership so that you can put it to use first, maximize that tier of membership before you fall into more payment option. I think it's a little bit of what was we came to term with when we were looking at Vimeo versus YouTube for the course rollout or recap. I was very excited with what, and still very excited with what Vimeo has to offer, but there are some tiers and some condition that I want to wait before I get fully involved with. Right. So whatever tool you choose, pick the tool that is right and easy for you to master. That's one thing, and keep it cost effective. Especially that we have a habit in as serial entrepreneurs of picking up a lot of tools to try, integrate, and sometimes forget, right? Of course, if you're paying for a tool, you won't forget it. And if you're paying for a tool as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure that you are making it profitable, that you're actually using it as well. This is one of the things also that often enough in my meeting I have to redress. I have NowSite. I'm not seeing any profit from it. Okay, great. How many hours are you spending on it per week or per day? Because that makes a difference, right? If I have a great office, but I'm never in there, I can't expect that office to bring out results or to be productive if I'm never in the office, right? So when you're picking tools, choose the one again that are right for you, use them, and make them part of your workflow. Simple as that. You can pretty much see as at this point that Canva is part of my workflow, so much so that last time it was Vicky that asked where how I was doing these thumbnails because she was doing videos and wanted to do the videos too. Right. So make it part of your routine. It's easy. It flows through. If you're doing a lot of data, then we're doing Google, which is tied to YouTube, which was just put out as the number one search engine in the world, which it is. It's the number one landing page in the world. Everybody that is looking for something will eventually go on YouTube. Oh, sorry, Google and Google something. Not so much for Firefox or others, right? I usually heard, let's go Google this thing. Ask the Oracle, ask Google. So it's the number one landing page in the world. It offers free service. It offers a community as well. You want to take a look at that. It's a big business driver, especially when okay, that's a good thing also to address. Often enough, there's this SEO talk in this space. How do I optimize the SEO and such? By default, your SEOs are already optimized with NowSite. Why? There's the right keywords in there and the right reference required. What most people think of, at least this is my take on this, when most people think SEO, they are thinking visibility. How do I make sure that once people put my information on a search engine, I pop out first? Well, that has to do with the amount of traffic that you have generated going through this link. Thus, the need to make sure that the view count increases on a regular basis on your assets, and you have to share them for that. Go ahead, Arba.
Since you're talking about SEO, do
Mm-hmm.
you know why the images don't have the image alt tag?
Image alt tag.
Yes, that's part of SEO where you can give descriptions to your images because that can help with SEO. If people are, when people do a certain search, by being able to put the alt tags on your images, that can help
Mm-hmm.
with the searches.
Okay. Now
And
we don't have
NowSite doesn't have that.
no, we don't have it. But what way around that do you have?
You're
Often
asking me
enough,
what way around?
often enough that comes in conversation. We don't have that way. The simple way you can do that is when you're creating your images, save them. When you're saving them, you have to name them. When you're naming them, use basically all the keywords that would make sure that this image registered and helps your SEO optimization. That's one of the easiest way of addressing or turning around that, because remember that the AI, the digital space, is just numbers and words and letters, right? So if you're saving an image, it's understanding these numbers and the structure of that image. It understands also its saved name, right?
Oh,
So
so you're
mhm,
saying with NowSite that if I name my image appropriately and upload it into NowSite, then
mhm,
it already has those image
it's
alt
part
tags.
of it's part of that code, right?
Oh,
Well, can
Yeah,
I?
because when you save, okay, we can definitely research on that. But when you save an asset on your computer, you have an image, it asks for a name. When you save that, well, it's saved on the computer and that name is embedded in that picture, right? When you transfer that picture, for example, if you save a picture on your computer and then you upload it to an email to send it to a friend, well, that upload has a name and has that same file name, right? So that would be the best way to do this. If you are bringing in images on your website, if you're not using basically our image generator, or even if you're using our image generator, download the images on your device, rename them. When you're naming them, name them with basically the keywords that are part of your brand, your conversation, and such. And that gets included in the information of that picture when you bring it back into our system.
okay. I
Okay,
didn't
so
know
you can,
that.
yeah, so you don't get to tag it, but you have that opportunity to reinforce basically the information. Make
May I
sense?
add one more thing?
Absolutely. Go ahead,
So
Baptiste.
the other reason for an alt tag,
Mm-hmm.
for alt text, I'm sorry, alt text on image is for the visually impaired.
Oh,
You're giving a description of the image,
okay.
for people, and their readers will read that text. So another workaround, you're close. The other
Mm-hmm.
workaround is for many, many, many images, and it depends on where you generate them. When you download it into your desktop, if you right click and you go to properties, you
Mm-hmm.
can add in, there's a place to add in tags. So you can
Oh,
add in. Now that does not work for Canva, except for
uh,
Canva PDFs. But Canva PNGs, Canva puts their own stuff. You can't do that. But for many image generators, you can on your desktop add the tags or add the description.
oh. I was doing this as you were explaining. I had an image on my desktop. I'll see. I'll share it if I can.
So when you right click, yep.
Is it
So
swipe up?
general, no, not on security. General is where you name it,
Mm-hmm.
but on details, click on details. Okay, this one you can't do it,
No.
but there are many images where you can put your description in the details.
Good food for thoughts, everybody. Note that down and use it. Because yes, SEO is definitely important, but traffic prone, right? Because this is how I understand it, and this is how I choose to act on it. Make sure that you're sharing your link. Because let's put it this way, you can have the most optimized platform, but if nobody's going through it, Google is not going to suggest it. The difference between, and this is my take on it, I welcome any challenge on it. The difference between being on the first page of a Google search and the last page, and that equates for any search engine, anyways, right? The difference between on that being on that first page and the last page is the amount of people that are going to look at your pages. Because when you're doing a search, this is what happens. The search engine will look at your keywords and it will go into the right category, right? If you're talking mechanics, it's not going to send you in nutrition. That's one of the simplest things. But when you get into that industry zone, well, you're competing with other people that have the same keywords, right? Same thing. So how does the search engine make a difference between this website and this website? Because it's reading data. Well, it's going to look at the traffic. If I see, if you come into a place looking for direction and you see a crowd of people going in all the same direction, you're most likely going to follow that crowd because this is where the action most likely is. If you see nobody going in a direction, you won't venture in that direction unless you're sure, 100% sure that's your path, right? So that's the same thing with uh, search engine optimization and being visible. This is what you want to focus on, and this is one of the big things. Why I always say first thing first, and this brings me to one of the requirements for Friday. Make sure that you have a business profile that is outlined around the what, the who, and the how, and go as far as giving your links. Why? Because this helps the AI understand in the plan that you have landing pages attached to this conversation, and it will make it part of the strategy. But even more, when you're posting, the only way people are going to search for you is because they saw you. And if they saw you and they had the opportunity to click on the link right there and then, they would. So when you are posting, remember, we want to add those links in the only required fields that we have when we're doing this manually. If we're doing a quick uh, surprise me, then you understand that the surprise me will be based on the information that is provided there. And if you have a link, there's more chance for this link to be picked and showcased in that conversation by the AI than if you don't have. And if you don't have, you want to add it, right? Join us. Because only by doing this can you increase the potential of your link being visited, thus traffic being created, thus being visible in the search engine. Go ahead, Lori, and then I'll take Tina.
I was wondering if you would just speak to using the social to lead on somebody that has remarked, because you mentioned this. You put a post out there, somebody comments on it. So first thing to do, would you walk us, just touch on the importance of social to lead in that sort of event?
Okay. Well, social lead is you doing direct prospecting, right? Let me just connect here, meaning I'm going out there for somebody specific. Did I boot it out of my Facebook? Oh no, just going to try this. And you, oh, my password.
Oh, I don't know your
Yeah,
password, but that's for cold
no,
reach out then. Social to lead is for cold reach out.
yeah, well, for okay, not so much. Why? Because, for example, in the process of the 10 Connect 10, I have you go into somebody's workspace. as an admin, like I said, if I join your group, if you join my group, I have the obligation of reaching out to you, right? So if you go join my group and accept me, we're no longer in a cold situation. You're coming knocking at my door. Hey, I just saw the invitation. I came to your house. Let's talk about this, right? So in that aspect, it's not a cold lead because I joined your group. I posted to show you my interest in your group, in your conversation. I shared one of your group content, so gave you more light, and then I message you, right? So when you're doing that, it's not, you have warmed up the conversation already. And it can be cold prospecting, meaning that, well, I'm not going to go into a group. I'm just going to search by interest or by title, entrepreneurs, and it should bring me to people that have entrepreneurial interest or entrepreneurial settings. And I'm going to start nabbing on them, cold, bring them back into the uh, uh, um, uh, on my CRM and try emailing them cold. Because all through these steps, I had a chance to do everything: like, share something, comment before going into the, you know what, I really like what you posted last time, and I want to talk about more about that, right? So think about that. Cold prospecting for me is when you have nothing, no detail at all on the person that you're going for. It's like, hey, do you like this? Let's talk about it, right? But already, if you are probably discovering, if I sell shoes, everybody that is walking into the street, I'm looking at their shoes, or clean shoes, or nice shoes, or you need a new pair of shoes. When I was in fashion school, the first week, we were all tapping each other's shoulders and saying, do you start analyzing how people dress and trying to size their persona now? I said, yeah, I'm doing that. When somebody's very dressed up, I'm like, this is a sophisticated person, unless they're going to a meeting, right? So telltale signs are what you're using when you're cold prospecting, but when you're engaging somebody, it's warm. I come into your, remember that when you walk into somebody's store, they have the obligation to say, welcome, thank you for coming in here. What is your interest? Go ahead, Tina.
Absolutely. So I hope that flows with this a little bit. And this was really good conversation. So I'm a little bit confused on which class I should personally take. The digital card, which I could set up an appointment with you. And I haven't wanted to ever get into the email part, but God always has a fun way with all of us of saying, okay, I think you better do something else. But I think the email part is the stickiness if we're getting customers. I find with my business partner, or not business partners, customers, they a lot of times lose the value in the product that they have because I'm not letting them be informed of what it does each month. Just a thought. So that's why I kind of wanted to get into the segmentation, because that's what I'm finding with people that lose interest in the different products. Is I'm just not, and it's my fault. It's my bad, as they say. Is I'm not sending a newsletter to just keep them informed of what they've got. So my question,
Yeah,
which do I do first? Should I just send an email to you to get us completely on the digital card and then do the segmentation? I'm a little bit confused. Not from you, from me.
No. Well, look, from the looks of it, you said it from the beginning. The digital card, I think I have, and if I need, I know where to find you. I want to go deeper, right? Because you also raised the flag on the issue. This is what I heard, and I think it's what we all understood. I have no problem reaching out to people. I have no problem getting them to opt in, but then I lose them. I have a problem retaining them. And you even nailed it yourself. Oh, I should be sending them more information, something like a newsletter, right? Keeping that conversation or the interest alive, right? So, yes.
I agree. I just think if I shared with them personally in a voice text, which voice text is great, people love those because they can get those. But just saying, I'm going to be sending you an email, just keeping you updated on such and such. Don't you think that's
Absolutely.
better to just have? Also, I know we have got the AA, which is great, but I just think we need to send our personal people, hey, I'm going to be sending you an email, watch out for you for this, just to keep
Ab-
you informed all the time. I think the stickiness for each and every one on this call is to keep them sticking on our product that we all believe in. What's your thought?
Absolutely. Because that's the only way you maintain interest. All right. Just like love in the relationship is something that you have to nurture. Well, this relationship with your client is something that you have to nurture. And it's never true that one conversation will end it all. Otherwise, we wouldn't be meeting on a regular basis. As simple as that. Right? Plus, when we're talking products, we have all this library of products to offer. When we're talking travel, we have all these destinations. People travel on a regular basis. When we're talking about real estate, well, people flip homes. Even the people that are not actively real estate business immersed, well, I have to buy my first house when I get, and this is how I understood the conversation for real estate people when they came to me. I say, hey, I don't know your business, but at least I know three things. If I had a family, if I needed a family, I would need to buy a house. I would start small. But then when the second or the third child comes in, I'm going to have to sell and buy a new one, a bigger one. Right. And at the end of that cycle, when all these kids go to university, well, I have all these rooms and these expenses. Maybe I'll cut the the expenses by selling, getting a smaller, and investing. Right. Natural cycle. Right. So often enough, this is what we're looking at, a natural cycle of life with our conversation with our clients. Right. Most of real estate people will tell you my last clients were my first clients. The guy who bought the first home with me came back and refinanced for the second and came back again for the last part of that lifeline, reselling the asset. And how is that possible? The relationship was retained. On a regular basis, I send you some dentists. How many of you are getting those digital cards now for your dentist? Happy birthday. Hey, your teeth are due soon. Right? Oh, happy Valentine. That smile could make or break your relationship. Come and get these things fixed. Any occasion. And this is why, for example, big companies have these ongoing marketing campaign. Because every season there is a cause to tell you, hey, we love you. Come back. And if it's been 5 years we've been talking, well, you know what? You get the 5-year customer discount plan. You've been with us for so long. There's always something to say. This is why, for example, the forms are so important. Get this, but also get a complimentary subscription to my newsletter, quote unquote. I'll send you emails when I can. That's all it means. But you have to remember, and more, you have to plan for these emails. This is when, for example, in the conversation of segmentation, and this is where your problem lies, is that last list. I got you in, I sold you in, now I need to keep you in. How do I do that? Well, on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis, I will be sending you things, right? Keeping you informed, keeping you instructed, keeping you in the fold. As simple as that. Okay. So Friday is the big day. I will be not talking. You will be doing. I will be observing. Some of you will be voluntold to share with the rest, and we will all grow together and keep that momentum, right? And it's not a make it or break it session. It's a build up. And if you ace this session, the next session, you come back with a new business interest and rerun it again. Right? So these will be standard for a while until we can find better, or until I add the last part, the sales part, where we're acting as salesmen, where the platform is sales oriented, where our conversation is sales oriented, where we have enough confidence to turn a no into a yes, a maybe into I will soon as I can, where we're seeking these confirmation, where we're no longer allowing the I'm not sure. Okay, let's make it clear. Where's the confusion? right? And this is something that I'm doing like that, but it's also dynamic that you're following when you're texting. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a face-to-face conversation is sometimes less charged emotionally than a text. Sometimes you get these texts and, oh my God, you said this. I didn't mean it like that. If I was in front of you and I would have said it, you would have felt it differently. And this is always, or sometimes, the fear of what we come into when we're texting or messaging. Replace that fear by trust, by confidence. If you read a message from somebody, you can tell if they were confident writing it or not. Even if the AI is helping a lot, you can feel that. Oh, one thing to notice, and after that we're done. Notice how I'm driving the conversation in these emails. There is no longer a we unless I'm talking about you and me. And when I'm talking to you, I say I invite you. I am expecting. Why? Because I need to break the ice. You need to break the ice. When we meet is we. After that is we're friends, right? So it's you and I. So very quickly, we want to break that ice in the conversation. This is also how we build rapport. And in the end, this is how we retain people. I love talking to this person. We have a great connection. Him and I, we jive. Okay, great. Still professional, but it's great. We've broken that ice, and that will keep people retained. Okay. I think and you have the hardest part, because I said the hardest part is usually getting people in. You have that hardest part. The last part, you just have to think about it and apply, and it comes naturally. You said it yourself. Oh, I'm not doing this. You knew everything that you were not doing to solve your problem. Make sense? So often enough, this is standard for all of us. We know what we're doing wrong. We just have to go back to these ABCs, fill these gaps, and monitor the process. We know that it will progress properly, right? Perfect, perfect. So see you on Friday. Everybody has received their notification. If you don't have, message me by the end of the day in the next hours, Virgil at now.site, so I can personally send that out again. Okay, perfect. I used to say, and I and me now. It's there's a song going on here. I'm gonna have to go look at that song. Or I'll play it for the master class in the ambiance atmosphere music. Okay, perfect. See you guys soon. Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, sharp.